This is hands down probably the worst testing experience I have ever had in my life. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely furious right now. I had a complete panic attack. I'm stressed if you can't tell. If there's one thing you get from this video, never, ever, ever use, good morning, you guys. So it is Saturday. I got off work yesterday at 7 a.m. and then I crazily stayed up till 3 p.m. and then I slept the rest of the day, and I woke up today at about 4 a.m. played on my phone for like an hour, just ate a little bit of breakfast, and now I am gonna just kind of do my nails, and I'm gonna then start studying for my NREMT. I thought it would be super cool to kind of go through some study questions with you guys and talk them out together. It is just still a little early in the morning and I'm not quite ready to do critical thinking yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and have a Celsius. We are drinking the peach mango green tea. It's honestly one of my favorite flavors, especially for morning. And then I like to just put it in my Yeti. So yeah, just gonna paint my nails really quick. I'm watching Modern Family. It's on Hulu. I love that show. It's just like so light and fun. Oh, let me introduce myself. If you guys don't know, I'm Casey. If you are a returning watcher, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new here, welcome. I am a college student in my last semester. I graduate this December with my bachelor's in biology, and I am planning on going to nursing school after that. I currently work in an ER, and I am finishing up getting my EMT license, and we are taking my NREMT on Monday. Today is Saturday, so it's coming up, and I figured this weekend we would just study together. So I'm just gonna paint my nails, and I'll see you guys, and we'll go through some study questions together. The way I have been studying for the NREMT, I have just been doing all practice questions, and I have been using JBL Learning, and I've been using their NREMT practice questions. I'll leave a link down to it below. It is paid. I wanna say it's like a $40 or $50 subscription, but you do get a year's worth of access to it, and I definitely think it's worth the money. This is not paid. I personally paid for this product. I'm just recommending it for you. I will leave a link down to it below just so that it's easy for you guys to find. I thought it would be really cool if we went through some questions together. So we're gonna go through 4 airway questions just because that's personally what I struggle with the most. This website is really cool because every question you can give like a confidence rating. So like, oh yeah, this is a question I know super well, or this is a question I don't know. And you create basically little quizzes for yourself. And at the end of each quiz, it'll kind of break down what areas you were super confident in and what areas you weren't. And it'll show you what questions you got wrong or right. And what is most important about this website is it's not just practice questions. Each time you answer the question, it gives you a detailed description on why the answer is right and why the other answers are wrong. It's so important to have whatever resource you're using tell you why certain answers are right and why certain answers are wrong. Otherwise, you're taking practice questions, and yes, you might know you're getting the answers wrong, but knowing why you're getting the answers wrong and why you're getting the answers right is super important, and I think that's what really helps your learning. So normally when I sit down, I'll create a small little practice quiz, if you will, and then I'll have my iPad with me and I'll be taking notes. So like if I'm consistently getting airway choking questions wrong, I'll make a note of that I need to then go research, you know, and go study those airway choking questions. Or like I was doing peds and obstetrics and I needed to specifically look at pregnant mom management, and so I went ahead and did that after after I took my quiz. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's do 4 airway questions together. So I'll put the question up on the screen somewhere. So personally for me, airway questions are probably my weakest subject. So I thought we could go over 5 airway questions together. I've never done this before, but I think it'd be kind of fun. I'm gonna try to put the questions up on the screen with a little screen recording, so fingers crossed, future editing Casey can figure this out. But here's our first question. You are assessing an elderly man with respiratory distress. He is coughing up bloody sputum and has an oxygen saturation of 85%. You also test his breath sounds and hear coarse crackles in all lung fields. The patient most likely has congestive heart failure, acute onset emphysema, decompensated asthma, or severe bacterial pneumonia. So what I like to do is I like to get rid of the answers that I think are wrong. So I think that C, asthma, is not an option because usually asthma is caused by an exacerbation stimulus of some sort. And then a really important part here is that we're hearing crackles. And I'm pretty sure that crackles are an indication of pneumonia. And so I'm pretty confident on this, but not super confident. So I'm gonna give myself a confidence score of 3. And I'm gonna go ahead and say pneumonia. And we're wrong. You guys, airway questions are not my thing, but this is why I really like the JBL Learning. Let's figure out why I'm wrong. So this patient's signs and symptoms are classic for left-sided congestive heart failure and pulmonary edema. As the left side of the heart weakens, so it can no longer effectively pump blood, blood backs up into the lungs, resulting in pulmonary edema. As pulmonary edema gets worse, the patient begins coughing up pink frothy sputum. Okay, that's why the blood is there. The presence of the fluid in the lungs impairs exchange of oxygen and CO2, resulting in hypoxemia and low oxygen sats. Auscultations of the patient's lungs often reveal crackles, which indicate the presence of fluid. Emphysema is a chronic respiratory disease, not an acute one. Furthermore, hemopoptosis, which is coughing up blood, is not a common finding with emphysema. Likewise, the patients with decompensated asthma often have markedly diminished lung sounds owing to severe bronchospasm. Hemopoptosis and crackles are not common. Bacterial pneumonia causes severe respiratory distress. However, it usually presents with a fever and diminished breath sounds. Okay. So first question, wrong. Let's keep moving. Which of the following patients has signs of inadequate breathing? A 41-year-old woman with shallow respirations, 14 breaths a minute. B, a 60-year-old man with clear and equal breath sounds bilaterally. C, a 30-year-old man with respirations of 12 breaths a minute in adequate depth. Or D, a 50-year-old woman with respirations of 12 breaths a minute, pink, dry skin. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is who is breathing adequately. So this 60-year-old man with clear and equal breath sounds bilaterally, he is breathing adequately. So we're gonna cross out B. And then this 50-year-old woman with respirations of 12 times a minute is breathing adequately. Respirations for adults should be between 12 and 20. So that leaves us with A and C. So we've got a 41-year-old woman with shallow respirations of 14 times a minute. The shallow is concerning for me. And we have a 30-year-old man with respirations of 12 times a minute with adequate depth. So to me, it's the 41-year-old woman with shallow respirations. That's who's inadequately breathing. I'm pretty confident about it. We're gonna go with 4, and I got this one right. When ventilating an apneic patient with bag valve mask, each breath should be delivered over. You guys should know this. When you ventilate a patient, you should deliver a breath every 3 to 5 seconds. So we're gonna go 3 seconds, I'm wrong. Oh my gosh. When ventilating any apneic breath, each breath should be delivered over a period of 1 second, just enough to produce visible chest rise. Excessive ventilation and or volume increases the likelihood of gastric distension, especially if the patient's airway is not secured with an advanced device, and may result in increase in a thoracic pressure, decreased venous return to the heart, and decreased cardiac output. Oh, I see. I totally read this question wrong. It says when ventilating an apneic patient, each breath should be delivered over. I read the question as how many seconds do you deliver each breath? So yes, you squeeze. What the question they're asking is how long do you squeeze the bag? Because when you're squeezing the bag, you're delivering the breath. And yes, you squeeze the bag for 1 second. So you don't squeeze the bag one. You squeeze the bag 1 breath. Then you wait 3 to 5 seconds. 2 breaths, wait 3 to 5 seconds. So I read the question incorrectly. So be careful when you're reading. If the level of carbon dioxide in the arterial blood increases, A, reduction in the tidal volume will occur. B, the respiratory rate and depth will increase. C, the respiratory rate slows significantly. And D, the respiratory rate and depth decreases. So most people, if your CO2 level increases, then that's gonna drive a higher demand for oxygen. So the answer D, I'm gonna throw that out, because if my CO2 increases, that would trigger me to breathe more, so my respiratory rate and depth would not decrease. And C, my respiratory rate slows. I'm gonna throw those 2 answers out. So your respiratory rate and depth would increase. To me, that sounds right. And a reduction of tidal volume will occur. So your tidal volume is the amount of air you're pulling in with each breath, which if your CO2 in your blood increased, you would probably want to pull in more air. So I'm going to throw out A. I think B is the right answer. I'm pretty confident. Look at that. Let's read why it's right. Special receptors called chemoreceptors sense the level of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the arterial blood. The central chemoreceptors are located in the brain. The peripheral chemoreceptors are located in the aorta and carotid arteries. The level of carbon dioxide in the arterial blood stimulates the healthy patient to breathe. This is the primary respiratory drive. If the carbon dioxide levels rise above normal, the chemoreceptors send a message to the respiratory centers in the brain, resulting in an increase in respiration. So yeah, that's why A is wrong. If you have more CO2 in your body, you're going to increase your tidal volume, increase your respiration. So that's how I was able to throw away those other answers, because those other answers are essentially saying I'm going to breathe less when there's more CO2 in my body, which actually the opposite will occur. All right, reduced tidal volume would be present with breathing, that is. So if we have a reduction in tidal volume, first of all, what's the definition of tidal volume? I'll give you guys a second to think about it. So hopefully you know this, but tidal volume is the amount of air you breathe in. So what they're saying, reduction in tidal volume, that means less air is being brought in. So a reduction in tidal volume would be present with breathing, that is, here's our options. A, deep, B, shallow, or A, deep, B, slow, C, shallow, and then D, I can never say this word, eupenic. So our throwaway answers are deep breathing would mean we're increasing our tidal volume, so A is out. And then D, eupenic, hopefully I'm saying that word correctly. This is normal breathing, so that would not decrease our tidal volume. Slow breathing wouldn't necessarily decrease our tidal volume, it could, but the best answer here is shallow breathing. If I'm breathing shallow, I'm not bringing in a lot of air, and I'm very confident about this answer. We're going with a 5. Shallow breathing. And then we are gonna submit this. And like I said, what's really nice about this is I can review this whole test, and it's gonna break down specifically the parts of the airway questions I need to review better. All right, you guys, I hope this was really helpful to go through those questions together. As you guys can tell, I am not perfect. Airway is definitely one of my weakest subjects, so right now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a longer airway quiz, and I'm just gonna work through those questions by myself. But drop down below your best and your worst subjects. My best is probably cardiology. I'm really, really good at cardiology. I just took a physiology class last semester and we covered cardiology pretty extensively. So my best is probably cardiology. My worst, hands down, is airway. I'm not good at airway questions. So I'm gonna practice those some more, and then I think we're gonna head to the gym. Oh my God, you guys, I thought I would share this with you. I just posted this reel on my Instagram and it is blowing up. I posted it about 50 minutes ago and it has 15.4K views. I have never had this many views on a reel before. So I'm just like freaking glowing, and it's going nuts. It's going nuts right now, you guys. I just refreshed my screen and it has 15.8K views. Like this reel is going wild right now. Oh my God. Wow. It's at 16K. It is at 16K. Oh my God. You guys, so I have less than 2,000 followers on Instagram. So this is crazy. I have 16,000 views. Oh my God.
We're moving through the night like we're from a different star, flying over streets and our broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the lead. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we're golden, we run till the end and we run without shame. We own the game. And we run on the flames till the morning light. Baby, cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide. Baby, cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know.
I could lie to you guys right now and tell you how productive I've been, but that would be a lie. Ugh, you guys, I don't know why, but this last string of night shifts I worked Tuesday to Thursday. I don't know why, they just have me so funked up. Like, I got off work, I have been just sleeping so weird. So the last time I saw you guys, I was at the gym. My camera died, so I didn't finish filming. And then I studied some more, and later that day, I went to the pool with some of my work friends, which was so nice. And I had like 3 high noons, which, I mean, we were there for like 3 hours, so that's like a drink an hour, pretty typical. And I just came home and crashed. Like, I ate and I was tucked away asleep by 10:30. So then you think I would wake up then at a normal time in the morning. No, my body let me sleep from 10:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. So then I woke up 2 p.m. in a fog. I'm like, what year is it, you know? And then this was Sunday. So then Sunday I was pretty chill. I didn't whip the camera out just because, like I said, I felt super groggy. And I know this is bad, but I didn't get the camera out because I was like, wow, this is embarrassing to say I woke up at 2. So I was kind of embarrassed to tell you guys that I slept in so much, but I mean, that's real life. That's what happened. And then today, last night, then after I slept till 2, I took a nap. Like, my body is just so out of whack. I have no idea what's going on with it. But anyway, today's Monday. I woke up today at 10:30, was on my phone for a little bit, then went back to sleep. It's now 2. I don't even want to talk about it. I know that that's ridiculous, but like I said, my body is just so confused right now, which normally I don't have an issue flip-flopping, you know, going from nights to days, but whatever, I don't know what's going on this week, but I'm having an issue. So we take the NREMT today at 6:45. I need to eat something. Let's do a couple more practice questions together. I did really want to try to go to the grocery store and go to the gym. I am feeling very prepared just because I've been doing good on the practice questions, and I talked to someone who's taken the NREMT, and they used the same practice resource that I'm using, and they're like, if you're doing good on those questions, you're gonna do fine on the NREMT, just because these questions are much harder than the NREMT. So that makes me feel good that I'm using a resource that's harder. like 6:11 right now. I'm going to go ahead and I want to pull up, because I'm taking it remotely. So I want to go ahead and like pull up the website and get it all set up, because I might have to download yeah, I might have to like download a software. Oh my god, you guys, I just had a huge freak out. So I'm taking the exam online. The NREMT uses Pearson VUE, and I go onto Pearson VUE's website. Sorry, I'm messing with my computer right now. I go onto Pearson VUE to check in, because you have to check into your exam 30 minutes early. And there is no exam for me. Like, it says exams available, NREMT, but it does not say I have an exam scheduled for today. So then I immediately start freaking out, because I'm like, where the heck is my exam? I scheduled this last Thursday. I did schedule it at work at like 4:30 in the morning, but I could have sworn I got a confirmation email. So then I'm like going through my emails, and of course I can't find the confirmation email that says my exam time. So long of the short, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I went through all the steps of scheduling the exam and I did not just click confirm, but I could have sworn I got a confirmation email, but I guess I didn't. So I went ahead and I rescheduled my exam. Unfortunately, there weren't any times left for today because I feel ready. So I went ahead and I scheduled it for tomorrow at 3 p.m. just because I want to get it done, get it out of the way. But like, my heart is literally beating out of my chest right now because I'm still afraid. I have an exam scheduled right now for 6:45 p.m. but like, I can't find that confirmation anywhere. It's obviously nowhere on Pearson's website, so I think I'm good. I was talking to Torn about it just because he is getting an online master's right now, so he schedules all these exams all the time, and he was like, call Pearson, and I'm like, I don't want to call their 1-800 number because I'm just going to be on hold for like ever. But I do now, after scheduling this exam, I have a confirmation email, so that's good. But I was literally just panicking because I'm like, it's 6:40 p.m. right now. I was supposed to take this exam in 5 minutes. So I guess this is like the issues with online exam taking. But hopefully it's good now that I have the confirmation email. I was just actually running the checks on my computer to make sure that tomorrow I'm good to go with the Pearson online proctoring, and it said that my computer needs to be updated, so I am just updating her really quickly, and then I'm gonna perform all the checks. That way tomorrow at 3 p.m. we are good to go, good to take this exam. But yeah, I had a complete panic attack. I'm still kind of having a panic attack because I feel like I don't want to get an email in 4 minutes saying you've missed your exam, you know, like that'd be awful. I paid for this exam already. So, but I do have the confirmation email about the new exam, and hopefully it wouldn't let me schedule a new exam if I already have an exam scheduled. I'm stressed if you can't tell. What is up, you guys? It's 12:30 and today is actually exam day. I am super excited. My exam is today at 3 p.m. It's currently 12:30 right now. I woke up today at 11, which is much better than the past couple days. Sorry if you can't hear me, my dishwasher's running. But I'm gonna go to the gym and hit a quick workout. That way I'm caffeinated and I've got a sweat in before my exam. I don't think I'm gonna film just because I wanna get in, get out, make sure I have a really good workout. So I'll probably catch you guys after the gym. Oh, also can we talk about my workout set? I feel like a pot of honey. Like I look so cute. It's from Alphalete and then the shirt is from Buff Bunny. They're some of my favorite workout brands. Absolutely love it. I'm back from the gym. It's 2:30 right now. My exam is at 3 p.m. and well, it's 2:27 and I get to check in 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna eat a Cliff Bar just because I don't have time to eat like a full meal, but I just want a little something in my stomach because I don't want to get hungry during the exam. Oh, hot. So it's 3:17 and I still have not taken my exam yet because I am waiting for that little bar to finish loading across my screen. I have been stuck on this screen for over 40 minutes. So if you're watching this, do not take your EMT exam online unless you absolutely have to. I really wish I would have gone into a testing center and taking it because there's a testing center that is not even 15 minutes from where I live. And so now I'm just stuck on this screen. There's like no help button and I've like Googled what to do when you get stuck here, and there's multiple complaints from Pearson saying that you get stuck on this screen. And I already ran my system checks, so there's nothing wrong with my Wi-Fi, there's nothing wrong with my computer. You know, this is just like a flaw of Pearson VUE's online proctoring. So this really sucks. I'm just literally inevitably waiting to take this exam and for this little bar to load across my screen. Update, I am not taking my exam today. One second, I'm online chatting with the Pearson help desk. They just chatted me back, so let me respond to this. This is hands down probably the worst testing experience I have ever had in my life. So basically that screen I was showing you guys, I was stuck on that screen for over 15 minutes. There is like no way to access help from within the Pearson VUE testing app, whatever I downloaded. So I then went on Pearson's website. That was a lot to figure out how to get someone to help me. I finally got into a chat and they told me to close out my exam, which I asked. I said, if I close out my exam, will I be able to get back into it? The person I was talking to said, yes, you'll be able to get back into it. So sure enough, I close out my exam, restart the exam, like the proctoring extension, and I try to open it back up and it said that my access was denied because my session expired because I closed out of it. And so now they're telling me that I might have to wait over a week to retest because they have opened a case number and what did they say? That they've opened like a case to review my technical difficulties. And I'm like, well, that's great, you opened a case about it, but I need to retake my exam, preferably in person, because clearly your online proctoring does not work. So I'm fuming. I'm absolutely furious right now. I am so frustrated right now. I just got off the phone with the helpline, was no help as per usual. So basically I have to wait almost up to a week for them to review my test session, basically for someone to see that I was stuck on that loading screen for over an hour, even though I told them that I sent the screenshot of me being stuck on that screen multiple times to the online chat person. They still have to review my test session, which, you know, I totally understand if they would have to review my test session if I was in the middle of the test and there was a malfunction. You know, you want to make sure I didn't cheat, all that good stuff. But it's like, I never even got to a single question of the test. So I have like a case ID number and whatever. They're going to review it. It might take up to a week for them to review it. So it is now Tuesday. We'll see when I can retest again. Also, I want to make sure that I retest in person, because if there's one thing you get from this video, never, ever, ever use Pearson VUE, their online proctoring system. It is absolutely awful. So last night I ran all of the system checks to make sure that the software was compatible with my computer, just because I do have a Mac and I know that sometimes, you know, Macs can be a little weird with stuff. And I did have to update my Mac, which I did. And then I ran the software check and it was like, great, Pearson VUE is compatible, you are good to go. I logged in the 30 minutes early to do my test setup. So it's absolutely ridiculous. The way that the customer service representative treated me was awful. Their solution to the problem was awful. This experience has been awful. Just because it's like, I am ready to test. And now I'm actually wondering, when I couldn't take my exam on Monday, if that was my fault or if it was the system's fault. Because I could have sworn I signed up on Monday to take my exam. So the fact that I couldn't take it Monday, it's making me question, and it's like, was that my fault or was that the system's fault? I just hate these for-profit testing centers. I think that they are awful. I think that they are just a way to make money off of students, and clearly they provide subpar services. Like I said, if you take anything from this video, please, please, please take your NREMT in person, because I do not want you guys to have to go through this. This is absolutely awful. I am like ready to take my exam. I've already cried about this just because I want to take the exam. I feel ready. I don't want to just be indefinitely put on hold. I feel like I've wasted a whole day. I was supposed to go into work tonight because I was supposed to take my exam at 3, go into work, but now it's like, what if I can take my exam tomorrow? Because, you know, I'm just waiting indefinitely for someone to email me and say, oh, you didn't cheat on your exam, here's to reschedule it, you know? So it's just absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. I'm sorry that this vlog is not more positive, but this is real and this is what's going on. I'm probably gonna end it here just because I have no idea when I'm gonna be able to reschedule my exam.